Okay, so we've introduced complex powers, and we saw they were multi-valued. So anything that is multi-valued in complex analysis usually has a principal value. So what is the principal value? Well, remember that z to the let's see, how is it stated in your book? Z to the alpha, where alpha is a complex number. So given alpha in C, then what we'd like to do is to define this to be e to the alpha log z. Now that logarithm is the only spot where we can exchange something for a principal value. So the principal power is the same thing, but we use the principal logarithm. So a capital, sorry, it looks like a ln, capital ln. Okay, so let's compute some examples. So let's look at -3 to the I over pi. And again, we're going to compute the principal value. So the rule is this should be e to the I over pi capital ln -3. And that's e to the I over pi log base e absolute -3 plus I capital arg -3. And so that's e to the I over pi log base e of 3 is as good as that gets. And then plus I times the argument of a negative number is pi. All right, so what are we going to get here? We multiply that in. I'll do the second product first. I over pi times I pi is going to be I squared, and that's -1. So that's e to the -1 plus I log base e of 3 over pi. And that is our principal value. And if we wanted to, we could go in, use the definition of the exponential function, and go ahead and compute with it. But we'll stop there. All right, the next example we're going to do is 2i to the 1 minus I, which again is e to the 1 minus I parentheses, be careful with parentheses, principal log of 2i. And so what is that? That's e to the 1 minus I times log base e of the modulus of 2i plus I times the principal argument of 2i. And that's e to the 1 minus I. The modulus of 2i is 2, so that's log base e of 2 plus I. The principal argument of 2i is pi halves. And now we got to do this product, which is okay. Let's see, what are our real parts? We're going to get a log base e of 2, and then negative I times I is going to be a plus 1, so plus pi halves. I encourage you to take your time and multiply this out. I'm going to skip some steps here. How can we get an I? Well, we're going to have a 1 times an I with our outer terms. So it'll be 1 times pi halves, and then a negative log base e of 2. All right, and that's the principal value. Again, we could go in and we could approximate this if we want, but nevertheless, that's it.